Once an Andrews girl, always an Andrews girl. Yeah. Insinuating that there was some form of lesbian activity.
This was destiny. Wait and see what you love.
Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Forever Ford. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I am Abigail Ford and thank you for being here. I'm a Christian, I'm a food caterer. You can check that out at Abby's Kitchen JA on Instagram. I also am a makeup artist. You can check that out at Beauty of Holiness __ on Instagram. So this week's video, the time I got called to the principal's office. So before we get into the story, the scripture that is on my heart for this week is from Matthew 6 verse 13. And it says, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. We are now in a time where the devil tries to make evil commonplace. He does all he can to make the abnormal appear to be normal. So my prayer as we go forth this week is that as we live our lives, may we be delivered from evil. May we be protected by God. May we be covered by God, and because of God we're able to live full and abundant lives. I pray that this week that you will not drop into temptation, but that you will be delivered from the snares of the enemy. Because while the enemy would desire to sift you like wheat, Jesus himself is praying for you and is advocating on your behalf at the throne of the Father. So let's get into it. So the time I got called the principal's office. From your look at me, mom no say no. So me is an Andrews girl. I attended the St. Andre High School for girls. Once an Andrews girl, always an Andrews girl. Yeah, big up Andrews girl in anywhere them day. Friends that you have from high school is like inseparable. So my best friend, Stacy and Bailey, I met in high school. My cousin, Amelia, I met in high school. I love them dearly, and I have other friends like Julian Rowan. I have other friends that are still close to me from high school. I'm not saying your name in a video. Yeah, you used to get interest with me. Please don't take it to heart. We're still good. Yeah, we used to love high school. I had low times in high school, but I also had really high times. I was so active. I was a part of so many clubs. I was the president for Silent Orange Club at one point. I was the president for ICF at one point. I was a part of everything. Yeah. For house, I was in a Red House, Cavell. Still repping red till today. Period. Yeah. Yeah, so enough about my high school backstory. So the day that I was called to the principal's office, and the day stands out so much to me because you know, say me, I know might think that me is not a principal's office girl. Me, nah, no, that not fit me. Cause Huxley and Polly spend them good money for send me go school. What me was do? Learn. What am I doing at the principal's office? What me I do there? Alright. So for my Andrews girls, when we say grey bench, you know me I talk about. You don't know grey bench, right? You know no fraternizing on the grey bench. You will idle around there. The grey bench is where the principal's office was located, and when you were in trouble or you had a meeting with the principal, you would sit there. But if it's a good meeting and I have no, they wouldn't make you sit there. But if you're in some kind of tussle or issue, you know, say you're being called to the grey bench. So I remember being in class. I think I was in like literature class or one of them class there. Yeah, after lunch, one of them late classes. So you know, so the after lunch class, them, you want to sleep. Yeah, niggeritis catch you. But you still have to be attentive and, you know, learning in the class and all of that. And I remember just being in the class and hearing my name being called over the intercom. Abigail Subarni, and a list of other names. Please make your way to the grey bench. I was in a complete shock. I literally did not know why was my name. I was just like, what is going on? Why is my name being called? Oh my god. Yes, I'm gonna fast forward. So as Mistelia said, this was after lunch. Me hear my name a call over intercom. Me say a big something that was school. I wonder what Abigail do. Abigail. So while we were at lunch, we were sitting in an area that was close to Sanandra Prep, and we had a view of their field, and it was behind the science block. And we found a garden. We realized for the first time, my friend group at the time, we found a garden, and we were very intrigued. We never saw like the garden. It was more of a farm. We never saw those vegetables and stuff like that being grown at Andrews. We never know said they were growing vegetables. So we saw it and we were intrigued, and we went behind there and we were looking. To be honest, while I was behind there and looking and being intrigued, I saw a teacher teaching math, Mrs. Smith. I love her. Sweet lady. Her and her daughter was teaching at Andrews. I'm talking about the mother, Mrs. Smith. And I remember me and her I making 4. She in her class I teach, and me the over BNI science block, and me and her I make 4. And like me see her, but me see her teacher teach, so me just assume say she just see me. Me never know say like she tried give me a look. Me never know, but she was apparently trying to give me a look. But me and her I make 4, but me continue to do what me I do. Me continue. I look on the farm, look on the vegetable, I laugh and I talk with my friend them like I know nothing and everything. And there was a point where me and one of my other friends, we were left around there and we were just, you know, looking. So now after that was when we got called to the principal's office. Right after that session, we come from lunch and we're going out with different class them. I was still in another class. That is when we got called to the principal's office. So I literally did not know what happened because nothing else of interest happened. The only new thing that happened at the time was that we found this new thing that we did not know existed. This part. When we got the principal's office now, sit down on a grey bench, my shame so sick. My shame so seal because me say if Pauline and Huxley know, so them spend their money for me go to school, I'm still at school on grey bench, they would be wondering, they would be so up. I don't even know. Me no say they would have just upset them soul, right? I remember when it was my time, because we I think about 4 of us were sitting on the bench, and when it was my time, we were going in individually. When it was my time to go into the office, I remember looking at Mrs. Bowes, and she pretty much was asking, Abigail, what are you doing here? Why is your name being called? This is so unlike you. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know why my name is being called. This is really so unlike me. I want to know. And then she started, when she said what she said out of her mouth, I was in disbelief. She proceeded to say that there was a report that there were some girls doing things that they weren't supposed to be doing behind the school, and my name was called a part of that group of girls, insinuating that there was some form of lesbian activity being taken place. And my soul within me was so vexed because I was so shocked. I was shocked. I was speechless and I was shocked. And she saw the shock on my face. She saw the speechlessness on my face and she was just like, clearly you don't know anything that is going on, but I'm still going to ask you to write a report. Me remember sitting down in the office and writing a report, explicitly expressing that I don't know nothing about none of this. I am so confused. I am so lost. People can imagine how I feel slung in there as a nice little Christian girl. I wonder what my name I call up, you know? I was so perturbed, to say the least. Anyway, after I write the report, she never even made me stay long. She just said to me, alright, I believe you. You don't seem to have any clue of what's going on, and said, allow me to go back to my class. People, me nearly have heart failure because me say me. What is up to do with me? Only to find out that they were apparently, so leadership was apparently looking for some girls who had been doing this for some time in the past week, and the same teacher when we did see, I make four, she just see one group of girls behind the school, not behind the school, behind the science block, and assume, say, I probably this set a girl here and go report we. Poor me, yes baby, poor me. What you listen, when we tell you about wrong place at the wrong time is a real something. Yes, so you know, so from that, first of all, me not gonna be in a no science, but behind the science block was not off limits, I must say. But me not gonna be in a nowhere. Me not gonna be in a nowhere at Andros. Me stay in the lights. Be that I nowhere. Because poor me. And that was the time I got called to the principal's office. To this day, I could never tell my mother or my father because they would just think it's some fool. They would think it's utter foolishness. That was the first time I got called to the principal's office. There was a second time I got called, but it was what wishes. I was in lower six at the time. To tell them quickly, I was in the second time I got called to the principal's office. I was in lower six at the time. I was not feeling well. I was on my period and I wasn't feeling well, and I was eating in class. The teacher never reached class yet. It was my management of business teacher. She never reached class yet, and I wasn't feeling well, so I was eating in class. I was also very busy. I don't remember, but me never get to eat lunch. I'm sitting on me eating in our class before she came. And when she called me, when she reached, she just said, "Why are you eating in my class? Stand up at the please leave the classroom." And I explained to her, because I'm a person who knows my rights. I'm a chat too much. Me look at her and I said to her in a polite way that according to the Ministry of Education, you cannot ask me to leave the class because I'm learning. I'm here to learn because I'm here to learn. And she said, okay, fine. If you don't want to leave the class, go to the gray bench. So, you know, I kindly just went to her and I pleaded with her. We had a conversation. She still said we must come go to the gray bench. We got the gray bench. Mrs. Bowles saw me there, asked me, why are you here? Why are you sitting down here? I said, I don't know, I'm here. She said, okay, get up and go. By the way, if you are in sixth form, don't tell your teacher that, because when you're in sixth form, it's almost as if you're in a private institution and now the government is no longer responsible for your learning, okay? So that don't work. If you're in a fifth form below, yeah, but fifth form above, that don't work. The people then can run you out of them class. Yeah, but that was also another misunderstanding, and me and that teacher were good. That was also another misunderstanding. Remember tell you, see Andrews and the people them on here will know. Andrews, we were always on our P's and our Q's. When we saw like hear other schools talking about oh fights happen at them school, never at Andrews. When we used to hear people talk about people teeth them bag and something there, those things barely happen at Andrews. So you will get in trouble for the smallest things. Believe me, the smallest things. But yeah, guys, so that is the story. The stories about the 2 times that I was at the principal's office, that I was called to the principal's office. Well, one time I was called, and the second time I was sent.
You want to plan the truck for you, know.
You can imagine?
Then sit down and watch it. Go up and pick it up. And just walk in there innocently.
Innocent! Jesus peace!
Sit there and smell the roses.
Like me an idiot. Oh boy, don't be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week for another video. Have a good rest of the week.